I wanted. But now you can do it body count style.
Yeah, dude, that's great.
Come on, Mikey. Wow. You put on the microphone. But you can't feel a thing. That went right up in you.
I know.
Alright, silence good.
Thought I was going to have to pull you off. You know, got stuck.
Nice leather pants.
They're waxed.
They're waxed.
They're waxed. Waxed.
Wax on, wax off.
I knew you were good for something.
Alright, so we're here with Mike and Sammy, and I've got a couple of questions for you guys.
Nice.
Thanks, man. How did you guys get into playing music?
Mike, how did you get into playing music?
See, I was at your mom's house, and I don't know.
That's funny because I was at your mom's house.
I was 10 years old.
Yeah. I'm your father. I was waiting till a moment like this.
It's true.
To break the news. I'm your father,
Birthed me
Mike.
when I was 4. He started young.
Music. I got into playing music. The first band I was in was called Reign of Terror. It was with Johnny Pugh and Turner, who later on went to play in Special Forces and the Deviants. We made a punk rock band in the garage, and I just started writing songs. None of us really knew how to play, but it didn't matter. But that was when I was 13, I think. And the first band I ever played live in was a band called Shut Up. And I was,
Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up. We were hella punk. You know? And we played, that was the first band I played a live show with. We played at the Sound of Music, which was a bar. I was 14 years old. And they let me come in, play, and then they told me I had to split. But what about you?
My first band was in 1986 called Mentally Disturbed. Then Last Roundup in 1988. And a bunch of bands after that. But pretty much the first time I got my first bass, I was 9 or 10 years old. And started playing bass. But I don't know. Just did a lot of other bands, like Angry Simone's, Oppressed Logic, Strung Up, some band called Fag.
Yeah.
For one show, I did
One show.
One show.
One show.
One to me, then he's like, all right, that's it.
Get the hell out of here.
Get out of here. Enough of you.
Yeah, so how do you guys know each other then? How does that go?
So I got out of prison and put Fang back together, and every fucking show we played, there was this band called Oppressed Logic that somehow got on the bill, and to the point where I started telling promoters, okay, we'll play the show, but you can't have Oppressed Logic on the bill. And we would show up, and they would still be on the fucking bill. So at that point, I was like, okay, I have to either like throttle this guy or just accept it, you know. And so
We played in Merced, and we're gonna go on before them, and he's like, no, I didn't want you on the bill. You guys are playing after us. So I was like, yeah, whatever. So we start setting up right before them, and he's like, I told you I don't want you on the fucking. You guys are playing after us. I'm like, what are you gonna do? Kill me next? I'm not going to kill you, Mike. He's like, please play after us.
I just had to learn to get accepted.
But when I first met Sammy, like I was working at Rasputin's in '96, and he came in Rasputin's looking for a band called Green Day that covered one of his songs. So like fucking, I started helping him like find this fucking Green Day song. We couldn't find it, and I was like, yeah, I play in this band, Oppressed Logic. We cover Skin and Smoke Dope. So here's our 7-inch PC full of shit, and he bought, him and his ex-wife Susie bought the 7-inch, and then we had a show at Lavelle's Pizza in Berkeley in '96, and we played Skinhead Smoke Dope, and that was actually the first time you actually, it was before you got Fang back together, you sang that song,
right.
And everyone's grabbing the mic from him, because like this long-haired dude's like fucking singing, get out fucking mic,
like, who the fuck are you?
Fucking hippie.
And then we played your wedding.
Yeah,
At Lavelle's too, yeah. And we toured together a couple times, right?
Yeah, 2004 was the last tour we did together, Press Logic and Fang, and we was like, see you in the next town. We was like partying up, getting all fucked up, and last time I drank and did drugs was the last day of that tour. May 15th, 2004.
We broke him.
We broke him. Sammy broke him.
Yeah.
What was one of your favorite shows that you've ever played?
That's fucking hard.
I know that's a hard one.
That's really hard.
Is there a couple of them?
My favorite shows.
Or a tour?
I don't know. We played in Chicago at the Metro with the Dead Kennedys, and it was at that time probably the biggest show we'd ever played. It was insanely packed, and I think I don't know how many people the place held, but I know they oversold the shit out of it, and it was just like a sea of people. And I used to ask for people to throw change when we'd start. The money will roll right in, and it was fucking raining money. I think like in quarters I made like $30 that night, and you could just like run out onto the top of the crowd and turn around and run all the way back because everyone was so tightly packed, and you could just run on people's heads.
What year was that?
I don't know. It was with Articles of Faith. I think Tom was still in the band, so it was 83 or 84. That's a show I remember. We played a lot of shows I don't remember, but I do remember that one. Most of the time, though, actually, some of the funnest shows that we play are like we played a Medford basement show a few months back, and I still love like basement shows where it's fucking completely out of control. That to me is still some of the funnest shows. We did a show in Columbus. It was in a living room, and it was us, Verbal Abuse and Capitalist Casualties, playing in somebody's living room a few years back, and it was just the whole house was destroyed. It was off the hook, so I sometimes have way more fun doing shows like that than playing in a big venue. What about you?
You're crazy. There's been a lot of different shows. I like this Indian reservation we played in 99, 2000. Fucking in Tuba City was pretty crazy. We drive 2 hours past the Grand Canyon, and we get to this little shack, and there's like 5 cars out front. We're like, what the fuck? And first we were like driving, we're like, there ain't nothing out here. We get there, and there's like fucking this packed with all these like little Indian kids. So we start counting them. We're like 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indians. But no, they were fucking going off, and then like house parties and shit, and like early Gilman shows were actually really good, fucking, because they would be really pissed off every time we played there, and the crowd every time we played Gilman in the mid '90s, it was more of a big deal that we were playing there because people didn't know if we'd ever play there again. So like we'd just go and talk hella shit, and fucking Gilman back then be like 400 or 500 people in there going crazy. And the night we got banned from Gilman was in '96. They drugged me out of the club after, but that show I'll always remember. Every time I book at Gilman or go to Gilman, play Gilman, I always remember getting thrown out that side door and fucking getting kicked fucking shit ass and fucking. But yeah, there's different shows like that.
Either of you got a favorite band or any inspiration?
My own. All the bands I
Press
know.
Logic.
Press Logic.
Is my absolute favorite band.
You can understand all the lyrics, all the words it's saying?
Oh yeah, no, I just make them up in my head because they're much better that way.
He's gonna sing for us.
Yeah. Favorite? That's really I don't have a favorite band. I have a lot of bands that I love. I love GBH, Anti-Nowhere League. Glucifer. They're one of my bands I listen to a lot. I'm trying to think of like newer bands that I like. We played with a band in Copenhagen, Night Fever. It's a horrible name. Fucking awesome band. A lot of the old. I still listen to old punk rock. For the most part. Bad Brains, Circle Jerks, shit like that.
Old LA punk rock.
Old LA
early
punk rock.
Suicidal. Bang.
Press Logic.
The Mac Lads.
I like the Mac Lads.
So what do you guys keep it up? What keeps you going?
Viagra.
Yes.
We knew that joke was gonna be made.
I don't know.
Mike
Fucking
keeps
just
it up for me.
I keep it up. Just keep going. I always say last show I'm done, but then fucking it's like still alive. I figure like when I do those last show ever shows, usually on my birthday, and I feel like I'm gonna die on stage. I'm gonna get killed or something's gonna happen. So
But
it's
we
like
don't
last
get that
show.
lucky.
I don't get that lucky. I have a heart attack and fucking keel over, fucking playing in 5 different bands in one night or some shit.
I think, like, I wouldn't know. I've tried to stop. You know, like I won't ever do a last Fang show because I've learned my lesson. You know that when I've tried to quit, I go.
Can't kick it. Relapse.
Yeah, it always goes horribly awry for me, and you know I don't like. It's it's just what I do. You know I don't know. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. You know it's just having the expression, the catharsis, and because I'm still pissed. You know, so it's a release for me, and every time I've tried to stop things go badly, you know.
It's like take a break, come back. Same with like booking shows. Like I book a lot of shows, but it's like since '88 was pretty much the first shows like I really started booking, mostly for bands I was in and bringing the whole lineups, and I don't book so much as far as like shows I'm not playing. Like I did a lot of that before, and it's just like too time consuming shit.
It's a thankless job.
Thankless
too.
job. And it's like, put me on this show. And it's like, oh, you're always playing these shows. Like, fuck you. Book your own goddamn fucking show, you piece of shit. Fuck you. I don't like a lot of these new bands these days around here. Fucking probably because they're all in their 20s and they're all young.
You jealous?
Jealous.
A little jealous, yeah. He's a little
fucking
jealous.
kids. Fucking kids. Nah, I don't know. There's a couple of bands. I like Nihilist Cunt, except I don't like their old drummer.
So how come you guys stayed in the Bay Area to pursue your musical careers?
I keep leaving and then I end up coming back here. I've lived a lot of other places. Why did I come back the last time?
Got out of prison?
No, that was a long that happened too, but I don't know. You know, Oakland is I guess home. You know, there's always. I mean, the music scene here, it's definitely, it's rough, it's jaded, you know. It's like, I don't envy new bands starting, you know, because it's oversaturated here. It's a jaded music scene. There's not a lot of support for local music, you know, so it's really hard.
There's not very many venues these days either.
You know,
There used to be a lot in San Francisco, and there's not very many.
there's more. I think there's more venues now in Oakland than there is in San
Yeah.
Francisco. You know, or at least that do punk rock.
I mean, Gilman Street, I used to hate that club. I never really hated the club. I hated the people that were behind it. But it's like, now it's like almost 30 years of a punk rock venue, and there's not very, you're not going to find any fucking old punk rock venues that long.
Yeah, that's true.
So like that club people should fucking support instead of fucking like shitting on. It's like, and it's a great place. Sooner or later it'll be gone, and people will be bitching and whining. Oh, another club. There's like a lot of places like Berkeley Square, long gone.
Well, and I mean the thing about Gilman, like when you tour, you go out on the road, and I always try and play all ages shows. And it's, you know, most cities don't have all ages venues anywhere to play, you know, and so, because when I go out and play, I'd much rather play to, you know, a younger crowd. For the most part, especially people my age, you know, they don't go to support live music anymore. There's the old adage, if you used to be punk, you never were. You know, and so it's like where are all, you know?
If you used to be a junkie and you stopped, were you never a junkie?
You know, there's so many things I could say to you. It was only a hustle for me. I know. Yeah.
One time.
So, you know, it's unfortunate that most scenes don't have all ages venues. You know, and we've had a rocky relationship with Gilman ourselves. You know, there's been a lot of times where we weren't allowed to play there, and it would go back and forth. You know, they wouldn't let us play there. They would let us play there. But they're still there. They're still doing shows. And now, actually, as far as playing in the Bay Area, it's one of my favorite places to play a show. You know, because the crowd shows up, and we had a lot of fun there. You know.
So what's next? I mean, you've got your tattoo shop you're going with. You're doing booking stuff. What do you guys
He's
do?
fluffing still.
Fluffing.
I guess that's not next. That's, you know, still happening. Yeah. But it's a good career, right?
Yeah.
Being a fluffer.
Pays.
Yeah. Pays the rent.
Yeah.
You know, we're actually, Fang's started to write some new material. It's been a while since we've written anything new, so we actually started writing some new material. We're going out, doing a few shows with GBH in May. We might do something with 7 Seconds in June. Trying to go down to Texas in July with a band called the Hellions.
Is that the same band you did that 3-way split?
Yeah. They're reforming. We just keep touring, keep playing, you know. And yeah, I mean, other than that, I opened a tattoo shop in the East Bay and just playing music and tattooing. Yeah.
I'm just doing Zero Bullshit and Oppressed Logic right now. Guantanamo Dogpile was the band
That you
we're no
stole
more.
from me?
Yeah. With Saddam's Angels, we set Saddam's Angels on fire.
Me and Scooter had this concept for a band.
Now this is where the fight's gonna happen, right here.
Where we put this band together. We had this whole concept for a band, and so I asked Mike if he wanted to be a part of it, and so he decides, you know, he would be a part of it, and so then we do a few shows, and then we decide to stop doing it, and Mike just decides to take the whole name and the idea.
What happened? Like the third malt soda bash, Scooter, you were in rehab. Scooter, Scooter's like, can you? I was in North Carolina. He's like, can you come down and put together a Saddam's Angels lineup? I'm like, fuck. I'm all, well, Sammy's in rehab or jail or somewhere.
He's busy.
He's busy. So I was like, all right, well, fuck this. I put together just 4 singers and like all this crazy shit. Then we did one show, then I came back, and then when I came back to the Bay Area, we started doing fucking
Gay porn, don't worry about
gay
it.
porn. Hey, he has
wait,
the old
gay
gay.
porn,
Speak out gay porn. He has the Sammy Town gay porn video.
Oh yeah, on VHS. Yeah.
See, told you.
Well, at least it's not beta. I'm not that old.
How did you go for that long? I mean, you were only.
Why Viagra? They already asked this question.
This is before Viagra. This is in the
It was
80s.
in the 80s. Oh.
See, he watches it regularly.
Look, you know, I had the underground connection.
Oh
I
shit!
was
You
already
just
busy.
splooged all over me. God damn it! More splooge.
You know, I literally never got it back. I don't know why.
They kept it.
They
yeah.
kept it.
I kept it.
Kept it up.
All right, well, that's all the questions I got for you guys.
Hopefully, you actually don't get in trouble in school for this.
Yes.
I don't think you will.
Project.
Awesome.
I've already
A lot of
showed- I've already
editing,
showed on so I think there's not much more that we do.
If we practice, we should
You
play.
already saw the first episode, right? They were
I
naked
did. That's
for it.
true, actually. No, I love the first episode. I was really.
Well, let's have it.